I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can.
Hey guys, it's Carlos with MTS Landscape, and just kind of wanted to do a video on how to install artificial turf for those do-it-yourselfers that want to do something like this. This one was a small job that we did here in Shady Hills in North Fontana, and this was one of the two properties we did back to back. So on this one was just a small little 15 by 5 foot section, and just kind of want to walk you through it and show you kind of what we did and the steps. So before getting started, you do want to go ahead and install 3 inches of base rock or recycled base, or type 2 base is what they call it. That's your sub base. After that, you would put about a 1/2 inch of sand, and we use mason sand because it does have a little bit more, it's a little rougher, a little thicker, and it helps kind of to cover up any of those voids of the rock and gravel underneath. After we do that, first thing we do is we compact it. Once that's all set, we lay down the turf, get the nails put in on one side. So as we're cutting the excess and we start stretching the grass, we start going ahead and nailing them down. Now, when you are nailing down the turf, one thing you don't do is you don't sit there and just pound the nails all the way down, because that's going to create little divots in your work. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm spreading the hairs open. That way I can see the liner at the bottom. It's a black liner right there. You can barely see it. So once I have the nail in the liner, I'll go ahead and just tap it in. And then from there, what I don't do is I don't dig it all the way in, like if I'm trying to shove a nail through a 2x4. It's basically just going right on the surface. It's not getting dunked in. I'm not trying to create any divots. And then what I do is I'll grab the nail and I'll go ahead and clean out some of the grass around it. So that way when we broom it, you won't see that nail underneath. And that's basically it. After that, we start to do the edges, which is once we make our cuts, we will tuck in all the edges, and that's that way so the turf doesn't lift up in the winds, or if you're walking through the concrete into the turf, it doesn't get kicked up or anything like that. So we just tuck in the edges. This is just a 4-inch chisel. You can pick those up pretty cheap at Harbor Freight and just go ahead and get those edges in after you finish nailing. With the 5-inch roofing nails, which is what we use to nail in the turf. So we're just gonna go around, do the whole thing, and then finish up. So once we're done with the nailing and the edges, what we do is we broom up the hairs. We add the silica sand, and we're all done. So what I'm doing here is I'm just watering it down. I know it's artificial turf, it's not gonna grow, but what the water does is help get any of the sand that's on the surface get in even lower, because that's going to hold down the turf as well as keep the hairs up. So that's basically all it is to installing artificial turf. Once you get into starting to do seams and stuff like that, it gets a little bit more complicated. But I'll make a video in the near future showing how we do our seams on bigger jobs like this. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this one. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.